guys, welcome back. It's been a long time. You might have missed us. It's Sydney and
Noel,
I'm a third year land economy student at Downing. And
third year land economy student at Fitz as well.
so a lot of students have asked us about college selections. So should I apply to Jesus? Should I apply to Downing? Should I apply to St. John's? So we're basically going to cover off the key things that you should consider, as well as what people actually say about these colleges. I think the first topic that we should talk about is size. Different Cambridge colleges are of different size, and I think that changes the student experience. So I just want to get your opinion. Which college do you go to, as well as do you think size is something that people should consider?
Yeah, so for those, I said Fitz at the beginning, but Fitz stands for Fitzwilliam. I think my college is relatively decently sized, a bit more of an outskirts of Cambridge, but I think people exaggerate how far it actually is, which we'll get into location very soon. But I think size can be quite important for when you're picking a college, just because some people may want proximity to different facilities, for example, like the Buttery, which is a fancy word for canteen, or to the bike shed to cycle off to lectures. But I think also it contributes to how nice the college looks. I think the bigger your college, maybe you have a better flower garden, or maybe the college has a nice aesthetic. But I just think it boils down to what you prefer, what you find attractive and want to wake up to every day in the morning.
I want you to name, like, if you're going to recommend someone who, the size of the college is the most important factor to them, right? I want you to name like the 3 best big colleges, 3 medium-sized colleges, and 3 small.
I think so. If someone wants a massive college, the top 3 for me would be Trinity, St. John's, and then I think I'd put.
What about Churchill?
Yeah, Churchill's massive.
Yeah.
Churchill's massive. But I think it kind of loses a bit of its points because it's a bit of an outskirts, like next to Fitz. It's on the outskirts. So, what would you put for the third one?
For size of colleges?
Yeah.
I'd put Jesus, you know. Jesus got land.
Oh, yeah.
Or Emmanuel.
Oh, yeah. No, Emmanuel's pretty small though, isn't it?
Nah. Emmanuel's got hidden coves.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. So, in general, I would say, like, traditionally the big 2 colleges are John's and Trinity. King's is on the bigger side, Emmanuel's on the bigger side. Churchill's got a lot of land, but because it's kind of farther out, people don't really think of it in those traditional big college sense.
Exactly.
And that kind of ties nicely into the next topic, which is location. So you mentioned that Fitz is a bit far. What kind of colleges are in this area, and what would you say are like the distinct areas of Cambridge?
Yeah. So I think Fitzwilliam is one of the more further out colleges, but again, I think in real terms, it's not actually that far. It's a 10 minute walk into town. I just think because it's the furthest, it gets a lot of stick for that. I think you can also tie in Homerton into that conversation as well. It's quite further out, next to the Cambridge station. A bit of a cycle into town. Girton. Oh, Girton is far. And then I think lastly I'd add Churchill, so obviously, as you mentioned, next to Fitz. What about you?
So I think for me, I view Cambridge in like sort of 3 bands, right? So there's the central colleges. So when we say the central colleges, I'm talking on that main strip. So it's John's, Trinity, Keys, King's, Pembroke maybe. Then there is like the central, but like they're not like dead in the center. So like my college, Downing, Jesus, Magdalen, they are very easily, you can access the center very easily, but you're not necessarily in King's Parade, for example.
Yeah.
And then you've got the further out colleges, which are like Fitz, even going towards the Sidge side, you've got Selwyn and Newnham, as well as let's say Homerton. And then you've got like the Quay, like the Girton, and I also would throw Homerton in there a little bit as well, where they're just next to nothing. So in general, if you really value being in the center, which colleges should you look at?
I think you sort of hit it like perfectly there. I think you look at King's, you walk out and you've got a Cafe Nero right in front of you.
Yeah.
Pembroke,
I
think is another underrated one.
On that strip as well, you've got Cats.
Yeah.
Peterhouse.
Yeah. But Cats is only one entrance, isn't it? That small little door.
Could not tell you.
I think it's one entrance. I could be wrong. Correct me in the comments if I'm incorrect. And then I think there's a Trinity as well in John's. I think because Trinity is interesting because it's so big that has so many different exits. So depending where your lectures are, you can leave Trinity and end up in like the Sidgwick site where a lot of the humanities lectures are, and then you can also leave the other side where you're in the heart of the town in Cambridge. For sure. So I think it adds that flexibility, which I think is quite useful.
So another thing that's important to tell prospective students is the fact that not all Cambridge colleges have the same facilities. So some Cambridge colleges are a lot more sporty, so they have access to basketball courts and playing fields. Some colleges, they have ovens, other colleges don't. So just quickly talk to me about facilities and which colleges do you know have nice facilities as well as accommodation in general.
Yeah, so Fitzwilliam, the greatest college of all time. We have ovens, which unfortunately some colleges don't. So Homerton, for example, don't have ovens. And I think let's be real, like when you're applying to university, Cambridge, for example, for me, I just wanted to get in, so I wasn't too fast whether there's an oven or not. And then you start thinking about these practical things when you arrive there. So it isn't going to be the major difference. Okay, am I going to apply to Cambridge or not because this college doesn't have an oven? But I think it's something to consider like when you start arriving. So I know Fitz first year accommodation is all refurbished now, and so therefore you've got nicer accommodation. Some other colleges don't have that. Yeah. How's that for you at Downing as well?
Downing's known for its accommodation and like facilities wise, double beds and the ovens. It's just buff. But with that being said, every college has variation, so it's not necessarily that you end up in the nicest room. So my second year room was single bed and it was shared bathrooms, whereas my room this year is double bed. It's a lot nicer, it's a lot more modern. And so if accommodation is very important to you, I would say pick really research colleges with ovens, double beds, maybe those kind of things. But if you're kind of more like Noel or I was, you want to just maximize your chance of getting in, then facility should be a secondary thought.
100%. And also for more sort of tips about maximizing potential getting to Cambridge, there's going to be way more videos. There's just a little hint on like.
This is just the first of many.
Yeah.
I'll also mention another thing. So sports facilities. So Jesus, John's, these are known as like quite sporty colleges. Talk to me about sporting facilities in Cambridge. Where, if you want to be close to the sports centre, if you want to like have some in college, what kind of things can you expect sporting wise?
Yeah, so I think luckily each college has their own facilities in terms of gyms, access to football pitches, basketball as well. But you also have this sort of centralised system where Cambridge have their own sort of facilities as well, and that's an area called West Hub. Now West Hub is very close to Churchill, very close to Fitz, Girton as well around that area. But also it's not that hard to access. So you obviously play basketball quite a lot. What's that like for you travelling from Downing to?
So I'll definitely say the colleges which I think are on the hill, so not in the centre, but Cambridge has a hill next to it. They're a lot better positioned. So Fitz and Murray Edwards and Girton, these ones are a lot closer to the sports centre. However, it's not far. I think I can probably bike to the sports centre in less than 15 minutes. And so it's far by Cambridge standards, but in the real world, it's not that bad if you have a bike. So if you go to a college which is not, like I said, on that hill, so Murray Edwards, Eddie's, Fitz, I'd say definitely get a bike if you're trying to play a university level sport, because that's all based past. So the final topic that we're going to cover is vibes. And I think this is something which is quite important because a lot of people pick their colleges based on vibes. I saw my college on an open day, and when I was there, I just immediately thought, like, this is for me. So I really want you to cover 5 colleges that you think have probably the best vibes, whether it's based on the architecture, based on the people, based on the location. Just what are your 5 best colleges? What are your 5 recommendations based on the vibes?
So in no particular order, I'd start off number 1. I'd say Fitz.
I'm
going to go and say Fitz, but I'd start with Fitz just because of the people. The people are amazing at Fitz. Like, everyone pretty much knows each other. It's a small college, and like I just like that vibe. It feels a lot more like home. Second, I'd say John's. I just think like I don't even want to glaze you stuff, but the aura there at John's is, I don't know, the aura there is serious, as well as Trinity as well. It's known as, I think, UK's 3rd largest investor. So like it has a lot of land. It's really beautiful. And it's just so scenic to look at. Like every time I go in there, I don't know about you, I'm thinking like, wow, this is like such an amazing college. 4th, I think, like, not gonna lie, Downing is serious. Downing is serious. I say it because you walk in and like the court's so beautiful.
Pillars and
like
nice,
it really gives a really nice vibe. And I want to leave the last one to you. What would you put last?
I, just out of respect, would put Jesus because they are in a really good location. They're really good at sports. So in Cambridge, you've got a thing called college sports where, let's say John's will play Jesus or Downing will play Fitz. Jesus is known as like a sporty college, and so they've got really good football teams, rugby teams, etc. But when you walk into Jesus as well, it feels like a bougie grammar school, but at the same time, like they've got nice facilities. Like when it comes to basketball, football, you're going to get better facilities in a college. Cool. I think that's basically everything. This will be the first of many videos we're going to put out. Land Economy is actually changing its name, but if you hear a video from Land Economy coming up soon, it's probably going to be from one of us too. So get familiar with us. Noel, Sid, 3rd year Land Economy at Downing.
3rd year Land Economist at Fitz.
Thank you very much. Subscribe and like the video. Cheers. Bye bye.
Hey, how we mashed up.